Oh yeah, you heard that right. Añejo Tequila barrels. That I don't know if I've heard of that before. The lights are on, the bar is set, and my competition grade tasting glass is empty. Welcome back to another episode of One More Pour here in the Teeqlife Media Studios. I am Don Ferguson, the proprietor and your host for today. I say it time and time again, I love to tell the stories behind the brand. I love to show you new products that maybe you've never seen before. And today we have a fascinating story. We're going to get educational, but we're also going to try some whiskey. Folks, this isn't just any type of whiskey. This is OLTA Whisky, and it's the first Mexican whiskey made entirely by women. Let me say that to the people in back. Maybe they're not paying attention. This is the first Mexican whiskey made entirely by women, from seed to seal. We're talking seal, label, all of that. Everything is done by women. Before we get to cracking this bottle open, we have two things to talk about that are pretty incredible. Founder Celine Nestor wanted to disrupt the male-dominated industry by employing an all-female production team. Don, what exactly does all-female production team mean? Haha, I'm so glad that you asked. That means everything is done by women. Planting, harvesting, distilling, aging, bottling, everything. Oh, we don't stop there. We got a lot. You know we do a lot of research here at the Teeqlife Media Group, so we have a lot of information to share with you. This is a pioneering brand. This is something so new. I am anxious to taste. So let's put this hat to the back. Let's get to cracking. Put my competition tasting glass there. Let's pop this top. Oh, I love it when it's tight and it makes that pop. Look, we're gonna pour it like this. Look at that. Yes. Now let's talk a little bit about the mash bill. Now it's 80% ancestral heirloom Mexican corn and 20% malted barley. We're going to talk about that ancestral corn a little bit later because how it's very important. Let's look at the color here. Ooh, it's like a yellow gold. It's almost like Sonic the Hedgehog, those golden rings. You know, it's a beautiful color. The legs are trickling down just ever so gently. It is 80 proof, if I haven't said that already. You know, I get excited and I might repeat myself. But yeah, that is really nice color. Yep, it looks like a sun-touched whiskey. So we're going to go into the aroma now. That is very balanced. That is really nice. Very bright. You know, sometimes these corn whiskeys can be a little harsh on the nose and on the taste, and especially the finish. So far with this aroma, it's not. It's very balanced. It almost has an aroma of sweet roasted corn. And oh man, who's invited me to their barbecue? Got a little bit of butterscotch in there too. Oh, it's just very gentle. Very, very soft, very nice. A lot of your wheated whiskeys, wheated bourbons, you know, have that property too, where they're very, very nice and soft. This one actually mimics that tremendously too. I know you're asking at home. I get it. This is aged at least 3 years in previously used Añejo Tequila barrels. Oh yeah, you heard that right. Añejo Tequila barrels. That I don't know if I've heard of that before. If it's done, it is definitely not common. Now they rest or age their whiskey in those barrels at an elevation of 7,000 feet, and that is going to actually really do a lot when it comes to the expansion of the wood. Now it's because it's rested in those añejo barrels, it's going to give it a very unique property. So like I'm also picking up a touch of earthiness, a sweetness of like tropical pineapple, you know, not domestic pineapple. I don't know if that's a thing. And just a tad bit hint of ginger. Last but not least, there's just a touch of soft wood. Not a lot of oak coming through whatsoever. So far the nose is very pleasant. Since we're only trying one expression, we're going to do 3 tastes. One to coat the palate, not really going to talk about that, but on the second and third, that's when we're going to get into the flavor profile. So number one. Okay. Whoa. Wow, there's something on that finish that really surprised me. Very unique, very different. It's actually resonating. So I'm coating that palate because on that second one, that's when I should be able to break down all of those flavors. Number two. That is very smooth, very creamy. There is like a honey sweetness going on. This is very approachable. Let's get down and dirty, as it's just still lingering. There is a very rich creaminess into this. I mean, that is really exceptional. It actually surprised me. It really did. I'm getting some vanilla bean. There are some baking spices that are going on, like cookie, not cooking, cookie, like the Cookie Monster. And it's like cinnamon, nutmeg, just a hint of oat, but that sweetness, that corn, the ancestral corn really tastes a lot different than just a regular, like, harsh corn. Number three, we're going to finish it out and talk about the finish. It lingers. It kind of sits there. It's mellow. It is not harsh whatsoever. This is a very, very nice sipping whiskey. Again, this is not harsh whatsoever. Now, some young corn-based whiskeys or bourbons can be a little bit harsh, but not this. This is really clean. It's very soft. It's subtle. There's a nice sweetness resonating in there. And I think I'm getting some of those, Añejo barrel complexities that are coming through. Yeah, this is not high proof, which I really like. And that means there's very little burn, if any at all. For me, a professional intoxicologist, this is nothing. This is very, very smooth and an incredible sipper. All right, what are we rating OLTA Whisky? Bloop, 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 bloop. I'm going to give this a 4.2 rating. Exceptional rating. This is a great sipping whiskey. If those, like I said before, if you're trying to get into whiskeys, or if you want to support something all women, created from beginning to end, I think this will be up your alley. If you want to learn a lot more about OLTA Whisky, we're going to drop that website in the comments. Let's get into some fun facts. What's in a name? Now, OLTA is a Gaelic word for drunk or to have drunk. The founder, Celine, she is half Mexican and half Irish, and she wanted to create a spirit to bridge both of those worlds. Let's talk about the corn that they use. Now, the corn is grown in volcanic soil, just like agave for the most part. That heirloom corn, it actually has a much lower starch yield and a higher oil content, giving it a fatty mouthfeel, creamy if you will. OLTA Whisky is twice distilled, it's small batch, and they use copper pot stills. And when it comes to the distillation, they're doing a very tight cut of the heads and tails to keep everything that flavorful, that best part in the middle, that's what's going into this bottle. So it's very important for them to do it the right way. When I talked about that elevation, what the atmosphere does is it pulls more juice into the wood and then it extracts it when it gets cool. So that basically equals more flavor. They're allowing the environment to do a lot of the work for them. Well, my friends, that wraps up another episode of One More Pour here in the Teeqlife Media Studios. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends about the platform. If you need a recommendation of anything beverage, be sure to reach out to us. Life's too short to drink bad beverages, people. Choose wisely. We're going to see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching.